Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. We are a few weeks out from where we wanted to be for posting a new video. Yes, we had a little bit of a setback. Kathy had another mini stroke. Wasn't as nearly as bad as the previous one. Physically she's fine, fully recovered, already back to work. Occasional issues with trying to find the right words on things to say. So she's letting me do most of the talking today, but she is here and she is healthy and we're still in love very much. So we'll take care of her. With that said, I guess we can move into the garden. We've got a lot of positive
stuff.
Yeah, a lot of positive things going on with the garden. And let's go ahead and get started. Let's start up here. Here in our garden bed, we got a mixture of cucumbers and green beans. Planted cucumbers along through here, and they're gonna climb on these the fences that we bought. When I did the plants, I put in 2 or 3 per hill, and once they grew up and got a little bit of size on them, then I moved them kind of between this row of green beans. So we're going to have some growing up on here too. So that's all totaled, I think, 15 plants. Got good stand for the green beans. They seem to be coming along really well. I'm looking to see blooms on them about any day now, because that's about the size of the ones that Mom had in the fall when they started putting on blooms. Not sure what the
I don't know what that is.
Brown on the leaves are.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Maybe a little bit of drought. We have been having some drought conditions here. We've got some rain, but it has had a little bit of drought. We try to water as much as we can. In fact, I just got through watering some things just a few minutes ago. Tomatoes seem to be coming along really well. We've got a good stand here by the porch, which is surprisingly where we seem to get most of our best tomatoes over the last few years. What we've planted in here is a mixture of what you call black creme and brandywine. First 3 plants here are black creme. The last 5 over on this side are the brandywine. Brandywine are supposed to be like sweet and tangy and supposed to be really delicious. We haven't had those yet. Neither have we had the black creme. They're kind of a darker tomato, both full-size tomatoes, no cherries in that, and they're supposed to be really, really good. So got those going.
I heard a hummingbird.
Heard a hummingbird, yep. Kathy's got her plants in here.
Just all sorts of a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Just to try to get more hummingbirds to come.
Yep.
Still don't know what this is. Or this.
But we're assuming.
Or this. But I like them, so they're staying.
We're getting flowers, so that's where we started. And
the marigolds are coming back this year, like they did last year.
And we do have a couple of sunflowers in here. And of course, we got to give Miss Lucky's cameo every time.
That's right.
Because she likes to be involved in these too.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Miss Lucky? Yeah. Hummingbirds, I think we've got 2, if not 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3. It's 2 of the greenback ones and 1 of the ruby throats. So, moving along. Okay.
Go to the green stalks.
Let's go to the green stalks.
All of the brassicas, I'm probably getting ready to take those down because it's about time for the bugs to come along.
Yeah.
So they just don't like the heat.
No, not at all.
And as far as the strawberries, we brought back the wire thing.
Brought back the fence from last year to keep the squirrels out. Yeah. They weren't bothering them initially. We were getting a few strawberries off, and once they started, they would get every berry as soon as it started to ripen. So put this on yesterday, and I seen a squirrel trying to get in this morning, and he could not get in. So basically, it's just two sets of wires stacked on top of each other, and just like a netting that we put over the top to keep them out from the top.
That we had tried to
Yeah.
put out through the whole thing, but they ate through it.
Yeah, see the hole here? That's where a squirrel tried to eat through that. So we tried just the netting. That didn't work. The wire seems to work.
Yeah. Same thing with the romaine. I'm probably getting ready to start taking those down too.
We really
were doing anything.
Yeah, really have not been satisfied with the way the lettuces did this year, and so not sure why. Our collards and all the other things that we planted over the winter did really well.
And the mint is doing good since even I planted it here.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was going to live or not.
Yep. We struggled to keep it watered in time.
Over there, I've got different flowers. I decided to take the bok choy down and just go ahead and put flowers in it.
Okay.
See if I can just, draw some more bees and butterflies and stuff.
Okay.
And I think that's probably what I'm going to do with these other two green stalks as well.
Okay. Well, while we're on this end, we'll take a look at a couple more of the cucumbers. This is kind of a mixture. We have Sumter cucumbers, we have Space Master cucumbers, and a garden bush cucumber. A lot of those are the garden bush and the Space Master I've had in the other area, and some of the ones I planted of the Sumters did not come up. I only had 2 of those come up, so I had to transplant some of the other cucumbers here to get them going. Our stand of corn, what remained is doing really well. Right after I planted them, the squirrels started digging in the ground, and they stole some of my seeds. So about ready to get rid of a squirrel. We did plant some more of the green beans over here. Just trying to help complement other plants. I did plant a few transplant some tomatoes here. A little bit late on some of the small tomatoes like this, but we were trying to grow them inside, and some of them grew fast, some of them did not grow fast, and these did not grow fast. These are the Cherokee purple. Oh, and if you remember, the cat got into them and ate some of the tomatoes, and we had to replant some of the ones inside. So this is some of the replants. So they're coming along a little bit late, but hopefully they do well. And from what I understand, with tomatoes and with the cucumbers, the green beans kind of complement those by providing nitrogen in the soil. So I'm hoping that's going to work out well, and we'll get those. Over here we have okra. Okra did really well last year with the few plants that we had. We only had like 3 plants, but man, they produced a lot, and we enjoyed it. So I planted more okra this year, planted them real close, like 3 inches apart, because last year they didn't come up real well. So this year I think every seed that I planted came up. So day before yesterday, I thinned them out. They were, like I said, about 3 inches apart. I thinned them to about 9 or so inches apart and transplanted them here. Not looking great, because it's kind of late in the season to transplant those, and I don't think they really like being transplanted. But I figured that was the best option I had for trying to preserve as many as I could. So right here beside them is mustard. We did just cut a batch of mustard off this morning. I should have got some video before we cut the mustard off, but went ahead and cut some. We do have, I'd planted like 8 hills of yellow watermelons, and we have 2 out of those 8 that came up.
But I had them in the freezer, so I'm kind of wondering if we shouldn't have probably just kept them out for a little
Yeah.
a day or two and then try
Yeah,
to do
maybe
it.
so.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe so. But hey, we do the best we can. We do the best we can with what we got, and we try to do it this way. And I replanted some, and none of the replants came up. So.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing is, show them the birdhouse.
Yep.
Right there, we had 3 baby birds that fledged, and they keep coming back every morning to see us and to eat the mealworm, and she's already made another nest.
Yep.
So we'll have even more.
So she's getting ready to lay another round.
Yes, she is.
Yep. So, but the bluebird babies keep coming back now. The chickadee babies from the other birdhouse,
you can hear them all around
us. They keep coming back.
I think you might be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our microphones, but they keep.
The onions still coming along. I've kind of graveled down around the bottom, but the ball itself is not very big yet on these. So I'm going to continue to let them grow. If we want to eat some green onions, well, I'm sure we could eat some green. Yep. But the balls
are good on salads.
Yeah, the balls aren't very big yet, so we'll get them. Back here, we have planted Kajari melons. They didn't come up real well. I had planted like 4 here along this fence line, and they didn't come up real well, so I replanted. Did have one come up, planted 4 more over on the other side. They didn't come up real well, so I replanted. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 hills on that side that came up, and 2 hills on this side. This one was one of the original first ones that I planted, and it's doing real well. Hopefully we get some melons off of those this year.
Such a good melon.
Yep.
That's the first time I ever had one was last year that we had.
When Kathy did her replants, she did a bunch of cherry tomatoes. So here behind the shed, we didn't really have anything planned that much for here. So I said, well, let me plant some of these. So I planted about 11. Yeah, I think 11 hills of them back here. We'll see how they do. Sometimes they do pretty well behind the shed, at least early on, and then until the bugs start getting them, and or worms start getting them.
Yeah.
Here and here is a Kakuzi gourd. It's basically about like a zucchini. It's a very much a running plant, and we are going to, I built this little trellis thing to run them on. Hopefully it's going to do that. We only had the 2 come up with the original ones I planted. I tried replanting, and we did have one more come up. So that is the basics for the big garden. Now we'll walk around and kind of look at what the pots are telling us now.
What the pots are telling us.
Yeah.
Well, we've got the blueberry bushes over here, and they're, I mean, oh, look at it. Look at the chickadee on there right now.
Yep.
Probably one of the babies.
That could be one of the babies.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because he's kind of, look at him, how he's flying around. Yeah, he's a baby.
Not very scared of us.
No.
We don't do anything to hurt them. We just feed them. There we go.
But anyway, we got some blueberries all along there.
Yeah.
They should start to turn probably in the next 2 weeks.
I see a little color in some of these, so we'll probably be getting some blueberries in the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
We'll still have to go get some to put in the freezer though, because this isn't going to be enough.
No, because we eat a lot of blueberries. We eat a lot of blueberries.
So, but over here, and that's where the chickadee was too.
There was the chickadee house.
This here is all the holy basil, and I've got a little bit of lavender going on in there. It's coming back. All I did was drop the seeds, let it go. And same thing over here. We've got the dill. I mean, it was way tall.
It looks scruffy right now, but she just cut it off like 2 days ago.
And got some sweet basil there, and then we got oregano here, and it's about time for me to start doing the oregano as well.
So what she does when she cuts it off, she'll cut it off, take it in. We have one of the dehydrators, and some of it we put in the oven because there was a lot.
Had to, because I had so much.
And so she put some in the oven, some in the dehydrator, and we just put them in a mason jar after they're dried and just crumble them out as needed. Yeah.
Yep. We got the strawberries there.
Yeah.
So far,
not a good way to protect them from the squirrels.
Nothing I can do it there. Here we got the chives, and I've got some more holy basil all the way around too. I like holy basil. I like the chives. Tea, so that's why I've got holy basil and everything. Those strawberries look really good.
Yep. Those were the transplants from the original green stalk strawberries.
It's the first time that I have ever done the cilantro. It's looking good. And see, I'm not real keen on cilantro, but there are certain dishes that I like it on.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Yeah. And then here we still got the pink honeysuckle here. I'm thinking that's a zinnia. This, I don't have no idea what it is. I planted some stuff in there, but nothing has really come up in there. I think it's just...
Could be anything.
It doesn't have enough water on it because it's pretty dry. This one here, I had done some peppers on it, and everyone from here over, they just came up and they were not looking good. So what I did from here over, I just took the seeds and just what I like to do. I just like to mess it around, and there are starting to come up there.
Yeah, there's a few. Those are bell peppers, and she'd originally started them indoors, and they
just
weren't growing very fast, and they weren't looking great. So we said, well, let's
just put them out and let them go.
Put them out, let them live or die, and so far they're living because they've been here for about a week now, I think. So, and they still seem to be living. They are small. Don't know how long it'll take for them to produce.
Yeah. And then over here, I've got the lemon basil here. I think that might be a sunflower right there. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It just doesn't look like the basil. And then
what is that?
That there is Italian parsley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I've got in those two. Oh my goodness.
Somebody's enjoying their motorcycle today.
Yeah. And got all zinnias here. You know, again, I just sprinkle everything out and let them go.
Well, and some of it in this pot and the next pot, they've been in there for a couple of years now, so they've seeded themselves. So we do seed them too, but they'll come up on their own as well.
Yeah, this one I put milkweed in there because I wanted to try to do some butterflies here. And, well, it looks like the zinnias have taken over.
Yeah.
So I'm not even sure where the milkweed is now.
Yeah. The zinnias look better after I watered them. They were drooping pretty badly.
They were looking really bad.
Yeah. But they do that. When it gets dry in there, they'll droop, and they'll come back out kind of in the evening when it gets cool.
And then here I got the zinnias and the bachelor buttons. I think that's what these are right here.
Sure.
I thought I had more than that, but I think that's it. And then I don't even know what these things are that are in the front yard.
I think they're a weed.
They're some type of weed.
Just grow.
But they just grow and grow.
They grow in the cracks of the concrete.
I mean, seriously, in the cracks of the concrete. And here I got 3 different flowers. And what I'll do, if I can remember when I go inside, is I'll get the slips that I did plant here, and then I'll let Greg put in there on what it is, because I can't remember. I can't remember.
The bottle brush plant, if you remember from our last video, they were pretty proud. Now they all the flowers kind of gone away, but they'll come up with another round here in probably another month or so.
Is the little green part here. I'm trying to see if I can pot those, and then I can have all kinds of bottle brush trees everywhere.
Here I'm not sure. I don't think I talked about it. I think we started on the other end and went the other direction. But these tomatoes on this side, that's all beefsteak tomatoes. I think that's a beefsteak. That one would be a Cherokee purple, and the rest of those are the Brandywines. So, and then we still have a few hills of garlic in here that's kind of growing. If you
growing since like
see all this,
December.
that is mulch leaves that I raked at my mom's place, and I just brought a batch down here just to use as mulch. Daddy used to do it in his gardens, and it seemed to work real well for keeping the weeds out, and then you just till them right in, and
Yep.
it kind of adds to the soil. So I've been doing that for the last couple of years, and it seems to be working.
Especially when we have drought conditions, it helps to keep the things all lively.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think that is a basic rundown of what we got going on. Hopefully we can post a little more regularly for you guys.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. That would be the good first step.
Got to go to another specialist.
Yeah.
So this one's going to be up in Greenville.
Yep.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
With this, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing. Yep. Share with your friends if you like our videos, and we'll continue to try to produce content stuff for y'all to look at, and hope you like it, and we'll try to do more. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.